well, you'll see my brown face there. And I have a newsletter. So if you're interested in reaching out that way, you can send a message to cannaboomer@gmail.com. On Instagram, I'm also Canna Boomers. So, and you'll see my face because there is someone else there who has an S on there. So I'd be happy to be in communication with anyone who is interested in reaching this generation or having conversations specifically about it. I'm happy to talk generally about it, but my passion really is trying to help people who've been given sort of the gift of the longevity dividend as much information as they can so that we can have a healthier, longer life. And I think that cannabis is part of that.
How beautiful. What a beautiful way to put it. And now for your US cannabis news. The Big Apple got a little greener this week after New York Governor Cuomo signed the state's adult-use cannabis legalization bill into law. The bill to legalize weed in the Empire State also automatically expunged all previous marijuana convictions that would now be deemed legal under New York's new cannabis law. Across the state, there are now no penalties for public possession of up to 3 ounces of cannabis or 24 grams of cannabis concentrates. Smoking weed in public is also allowed wherever tobacco smoking is allowed. And let me assure you, Massachusetts residents are super, super jealous of that. Licensed recreational marijuana retailers in New York aren't expected to launch until 2022, so for right now, any adult in New York can grow their own weed at home for personal use. You're allowed up to 6 plants per adult, 3 of which can be mature at any time, maxing out at 12 plants per household. Have fun, New York. New Mexico is also poised to legalize recreational cannabis this week, and state lawmakers also passed a separate bill that will expunge the criminal records of people with prior low-level cannabis-related convictions. If she hasn't already done it by the time this episode comes out, New Mexico's Democratic Governor Michelle Lewin Grisham said that she intends to sign both bills into law. Although the state will start forging a legal cannabis industry right away, retail sales won't start in New Mexico until spring 2022. There's also been some movement on some really important cannabis-related legislation in several other states this week. Medical marijuana bills have been passing through important House and Senate committees in South Carolina, Kansas, Nebraska, Minnesota, Virginia, and North Dakota. We'll be sure to let you know if any of these bills get close to passing into law. And here in Massachusetts, we now have the first Black woman-owned cannabis dispensary on the East Coast. Congrats to Vanessa Jean-Baptiste of Legal Greens in Brockton, who opened the doors to her dispensary last weekend. And let's hope that trend of diversity in Massachusetts' cannabis industry continues. Because according to the Boston Business Journal, right now about 3 out of every 4 employees at marijuana companies in Massachusetts identify as white, and about 2/3 of all staff at rec facilities identify as male. A huge thanks again to my guest this week, the Canna Boomer, Miss Patricia Patton. Make sure you check out her podcast, Me and Mary Jane, on Google Podcasts or iTunes. Also, shout out to the Society of Publication Designers for naming Different Leaf the magazine as one of this year's Merit Award winners. You can browse the issues of our award-winning cannabis journal at differentleaf.com. Also, make sure you're following us on social media at Different Leaf or at different_leaf. And I'm at Brit the British. And thanks as always to our fabulous producer, Andrea Maraskin, and thanks to Homebody for the music.